Welcome back to Susan Dawn's Spiritual Connections. Welcome to a brand new Sacred Union Energy Update, where we look at the masculine, the feminine, and the union energies. Remember to take this for your own inner divine masculine, divine feminine, or union energies. You can take these messages as it resonates for your sacred union path of ascension if you're experiencing your ascension journey with a catalyst partner, or you can take this as it resonates for the global collective, because the global collective, the planet as a whole, is going through ascension. So take these messages however they resonate for you at this time. Okay, big energy going on today. We're channeling this on 7/17, July 17th, and that is a big portal day. 17 is a very spiritual number. 717 is a very spiritual number. It's a big portal day. There's a lot of astrological events, cosmic support, as I like to call it, coming through this week. So not only do we have the new moon in Cancer, and the energy feels very watery. It has that emotional kind of energy to it. So you might be feeling nostalgic. You might be feeling a little bit emotional. There's an energy of a little bit of overwhelm coming through, but there's also a bit of an energy of stability that's coming through. And I feel like that's the 717 grounding energy that is opening new pathways, opening new timelines. But it's a very grounding energy as well. We also have the North and South node shifting into Aries and Libra, and that's going to last until, well, for the next year and a half. And that's extremely significant because we'll talk about that more later, but that's extremely significant because it's really laying the groundwork. With Libra in the South Node, it's really taking a look at relationships. And remember, your relationship is with everything. You have a relationship with everything in the world. Maybe your relationship with family, maybe your relationship with intimate partners, maybe your relationship with money. The South Node is more of like the karmic energy. It's more of like the shadow side. The North Node is more, especially in Aries, is more of the motivating. It's more of the who are you, stepping more into your authentic self, stepping more into who you truly are. And so with these two transits, it's really laying down a new foundation for significant change, both within yourself and in your external world over the next year and a half. So over the next year and a half, you'll be able to look back and mark this as the kind of starting point for an up-leveling in your life, if you so choose, if you do the work. Because you have to enable yourself to go through that transformation, go through those shifts in order to do that. Speaking of doing the work, I have a brand new deck. This is the Shadows and Light deck. It's a journaling cards deck. So this is used in conjunction or on its own with shadow work, and I have my Shadows and Light shadow work journal as well. So these are journaling prompt cards to help you dive deeper into your shadow work or into your journaling or just into your personal development and self-empowerment, to understand yourself more, to connect yourself better, just to develop yourself more. So you can pull a card whenever you like, whenever you're journaling, each day perhaps, for conscious contemplation or just for your journaling practice. You can use it in conjunction with my Shadows and Light shadow work journal. There are a bunch of exercises in here to help you through your shadow work journey. We do also have a healing and harmony unveiling the shadow session that is going to be up on the channel probably later this week. I'm really excited about this one. It's a pretty in-depth channeling that has a lot of exercises to help you along your shadow work journey as well. And when I say shadow work, remember, it's the shadow and the light. It's not just about, looking at the trauma, but it's also about looking at what you love about yourself and honoring yourself. That is your soul growth journey. And so you look at the shadows, but you also allow yourself to embrace the light and the love that you are as well. So these are available on my website now for sale. You can get the journal on its own as a digital format. In digital format, you can get the deck on its own. It's obviously a physical deck, or you can get the bundle if you'd like both. There's a discounted bundle for the print version and the deck. So make sure that you check that out if you are interested. Available on my website. It'll say pre-order. They'll be shipping in the beginning of August. I do have a couple of copies now available, so those might ship out sooner depending on availability. Okay, I still have an exciting announcement coming up. and I'm hoping to announce it either this week or next, so make sure that you stay tuned. It was very, very delayed, but I hope that it's worth the wait, and I hope that the anticipation is worth the wait. Just when you think you have life planned out, what is it, the John Lennon quote? Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. That is just goes to show the having the ability to be flexible and to pivot and surrender and adjust. Having that flexibility, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know where life is actually leading you. So I will share all of that as soon as I have the go-ahead. Okay, so let's see what is going on with the counterpart connections for this new moon. This new moon really, especially with the 717 energy, allow this to build a foundation for the next chapter, the next story, the next book of your life. Really allow this to see, how can I level up in my life? What choices, what decisions, what actions do I have to make? And be very mindful of those decisions and those actions that you're making now, because of course you can always course correct. The universe is very gracious in that respect. But the choices and decisions that you make now are really going to have an impact, especially with this energy that we're in, with the nodal transits, with the new moon, powerful manifestation energy, especially because the new moon is happening on 7/17, on this significant portal date. And like I said, this is like an open doorway. This is like moving you into the next level of yourself and the next level of your life. I had shared that a lot of this is going to feel like you are just fully yourself. You're fully embodying yourself and not apologizing for that anymore. And when I say not apologizing for that anymore, I mean, like, if there were people-pleasing tendencies, if you were neglecting yourself, abandoning yourself, not honoring yourself, this is you so fully loving yourself, having compassion and kindness for yourself, and really just owning yourself, this sense of self-empowerment. This is who I am. This is me accepting myself, and as I accept myself, I'm also accepting others without judgment. So it's a very powerful day. Later this week, we also have Leo going Venus going retrograde in the sign of Leo. And so where there's a lot of forward momentum or forward movement, there might be a little bit of reflection time, a little bit of a pullback, a slowdown period when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, allowing you to really take some time to discover what's in your heart, to really reflect on your heart and follow what's in your heart, especially if there was any resistance, clearing out that resistance, to clearing out those old beliefs about love, about intimacy, about closeness, about relationship, so that you can move into where your soul is guiding you, to where your heart is guiding you. Really learning to listen to the heart. There's something really here about being in tune with the heart and following that, having the courage, having the strength, having the ability now to follow that. This is a very active energy that we're in now. And so a lot of us that were in this kind of rest period the past couple of weeks, maybe even the past several months, it was all for this preparation energy. There was a lot of light codes coming in, a lot of upgrades that were happening to our energetic fields. We were doing some purging to clear out some of that, what I like to call soul sludge, in order to move us into this new and higher timeline. And that new and higher timeline is up to each individual person. Collectively, we're moving into a new and higher timeline, but it's all up to every individual as far as what does that mean for your life? What does that look like for your life? Who is it that you want to be? What do you want to, how do you want to live your life? And so again, being very mindful and conscious of the actions and choices and behaviors or actions that you're taking right now, the decisions that you're making right now is going to be extremely important, because that conscious self, those conscious choices are going to have a huge impact for the foundation that you're building for this next chapter and for the leveling up. So who is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to do? What is your life? What do you want your life to look like? Begin that now. These are like new seeds that are planting now. And now you're always planting seeds, you're always manifesting, but this is like, this energy is really supportive of this growth, really supportive of this transformation, both internally and externally. So powerful stuff here, especially with the Cancer energy. What I'm getting is allow yourself to spend some time by water, if possible. If you can't get by a natural body of water, then, you know, take a bath, a nurturing bath, maybe a cold bath, seeing how it's so hot outside, or you know, just, you know, spend some time around some water energy somehow, because that's going to help you regulate the emotions as well. And this manifestation energy is very heightened, so make sure that you are grounding your energy, kind of like maintaining the balance within your emotions so that you can manifest from the best and highest place for your best and highest good. But always, you know, the universe, you don't have to worry about it being perfect. It's not about perfection. It's just about being mindful. It's just about making those conscious choices and those conscious efforts and intentions. Because again, the universe is very gracious. The universe is very benevolent. The universe is very forgiving. So, you know, you might make mistakes. You might have missteps along the way, especially over the next year and a half. There might be challenges. There might be obstacles. But as long as you are following your heart, as long as you are trusting in the guidance of your soul, then I'm just hearing like you won't be led astray. Then you will be led in the direction that you're meant to be going. So keep honoring that within yourself. Keep honoring your intuition. Okay, let's see how this energy is affecting the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine today. And we'll be back later with this week with, I want to see about the Leo Venus retrograde. I keep calling it the Leo retrograde. The Venus retrograde and Leo energy. And we might do that on the Patreon. And Patreon, I'm still going to do some more mini readings for you, as well as the past, present, and future reading. That's planned as well. So make sure that you are checking out the Patreon if you feel so inclined for additional readings, extended readings, bonus readings, and all that good stuff. Okay. Divine Masculine, what's going on? What's the current energy for the Divine Masculine? Let's check in on that. What's the current energy for the Divine Masculine? It feels a little bit quiet, energetically quiet. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, physically quiet, although there could be like a withdrawal or a step back in physical communication if you have been in physical communication with your counterpart. And I do want to mention here too, when we're talking about counterparts now, there's a couple of different timelines and a couple of different paths that are opening up. And my collective, my clients, you guys have shared with me that everything that we've been channeling is coming to fruition. Some of you have met high-level soulmates and you're choosing high-level soulmates. Some of you have met new counterpart connections and are entering into relationships with those counterpart connections. Some of you have the original counterpart that is returning in like a higher state of energy, a higher state of embodiment. So take it as it resonates for you and your path. There is no right or wrong way. Just honor what you feel is true for you. Make sure that you're trusting in what it is that you are feeling and honoring what it is that you are feeling. And for some of you, there could be high-level soulmates that are coming in just to show you the reflection of yourself. It doesn't have to be lifetime partnership. Just allow it to unfold. Just take it as it resonates and just enjoy the journey. Enjoy your path. Enjoy the relationships and the connections that you're making. And just keep letting it unfold. So you know which path you're on, and if you don't know which path you're on, then just keep letting it unfold. Just keep trusting. I don't know what path I'm on either myself. I've released everything, and I'm just enjoying the present moment. I'm just enjoying my life as it is now. Life is pretty good right now. I'm just enjoying where I am. So yeah, the faith card came out. So just surrender and have faith and just enjoy what you're creating. And if you're not enjoying what you're creating, then start creating what it is that you enjoy. Okay, Divine Masculine. Where's the Divine Masculine now? What is the current energy for the Divine Masculine? With this new moon in Cancer, what is going on for the Divine Masculine? Oh, well, Faith wanted to come out for the Divine Masculine. Interesting. Let's see what's going on for the Divine Feminine. What's the energy for the Divine Feminine? That's very interesting, the message that's coming through here. I'm going to get to that in a second. Ooh, okay. Divine Feminine. That took me by surprise. I gotta say, that's something interesting. Divine Feminine. What's going on for the Divine Feminine? Protection and union energies. Abundance and fruition. Wow. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Okay. All right. Things are coming into balance here. It might not look it in the physical yet. Remember, the energy comes first before it is applied in the physical. We experience the energy before we see the fruition of it in our physical form, because the physical form has a bit of a lag. Physical form is much more dense. It takes a lot of energy in order to become physical form. That's why we can see a desk. That's why we can see physical cards, because it's dense energy. But everything is energy. It's just to come into physical form, again, it has a little bit of a lag time. But we're feeling that energy, and we have been feeling that energy of much more balance, much more harmony, much more peace within. This is your union energy, and you're going to be experiencing this within your own life individually, and if you are experiencing counterpart connections, you're going to be experiencing this within your partnership as well. This is interesting energy. They want me to go here first. Interesting, we have the 37 and the 38 indicating for me this kind of like progression kind of energy. So abundance and fruition, it is all manifesting yet. You might again not be able to see it in full authority yet. There's a mask over her eyes, and what I'm getting from that is it's almost like the moon card, where it's almost like being kept hidden from view right now. It's being kept, it's almost like you're not able to see the full abundance, the full throttle of what it is that you're creating. And that's for a divine purpose. Imagine if you got everything that you ever wanted right here, right now, in the next split second. How would it make you feel? Well, yes, immediately you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is everything I've ever wanted. But slowly you might have some fears slip in. You might have some old beliefs slip in. Am I worthy of this? Is this possible? When's the other shoe going to drop? When is this going to be taken from me? When am I going to lose all of this again? Because I've lost all of this in the past. Maybe I'm not deserving of this. Maybe other people are more worthy than I am. Maybe this isn't possible. What's the scam? What's happening here? That's suspicious energy, right? The doubts, the fears. That's why the universe doesn't give you everything all at once, even though you're very worthy of it. It's because you have to clear out all of those beliefs first, all of those old patterns, all of that old programming that says you're not worthy, that says that you can't have your happily ever after, that says that you can't have everything that you ever wanted, that says that you are limited. You have to clear out all of that. That's what the journey does. It clears out those beliefs in order to show you that, yes, you are worthy. Not because of anything that you do, but because of who you are. It's your natural birthright. It is your divine right. And everybody on this planet, every soul, it's their divine right. And there is enough abundance within this universe to fulfill every need and want. We just have a very limited mindset, a very limited program that is running on this planet. But that's what we're beginning to shift, because we shift that within ourselves. The more abundant we feel, the more we move out of scarcity and out of lack consciousness, the more we move into abundance consciousness. And abundance consciousness is not just material goods, but it's recognizing I am safe, I am supported, I will always have everything that I need. How many times along this journey, or even just in life, has the universe surprised you and given you exactly what you needed? It might not have come through the avenue that you expected it to, but maybe it was a financial gift from a friend. Maybe it was support from a loved one. Maybe it was money coming in as a gift, or maybe it was a loan, or maybe it was like a dividend check or something coming through at exactly the right time that you needed it. That's the universe supporting you. And you are always supported. And the more you lean into that, the more that you're going to recognize how abundant the universe is, and how the universe wants to bestow that abundance upon you. Because you are the universe too. You're co-creating and working with the universe. You are the universe itself. And so the universe naturally wants to offer to you, naturally wants to give to you. It's just that we get so limited or narrow-minded. Oh, it only has to come in this way. This is the only way, the only form it's possible. No, that's the mindset that we're moving out of. Everything is coming to fruition now. This is the next chapter of your life. This is the up-leveling of your life, where you have cleared out all of that limited structure, and you're moving into dreams being fulfilled. Don't be afraid to dream, and don't be afraid to dream bigger. Don't be afraid. because everything is possible, and all those possibilities are coming through. Everything that you dream is coming through and is coming true. And you're planting those seeds and laying the foundations for, especially over the next year and a half with these nodal transits, for more of that to come to fruition. And by the end of the next year and a half, you'll look back and you'll be able to say how much you've changed and grown, and how much your life has changed in positive ways. In positive ways. This does not mean, I always say, we're still human, right? It's not to say, you know, we offer a heavy dose of realism here, because we apply some realism here. That's not to say that you're not going to have challenges. That's not to say that you're not going to have obstacles. But now you have the tools and the resources to overcome those. Now you have the resilience. Now you have the strength. You have the courage. You have the awareness. You have the higher consciousness to recognize that the challenges and the obstacles that you experience is not all there is in life. And you will overcome, you will persevere, and it will be better. There's purpose for anything that you're experiencing. If you apply the lessons and you apply the tools that you've learned from those lessons, from those experiences, it helps in your growth. It's all opportunities for growth. It's all coming in here. Abundance and fruition is all coming to fruition. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Okay, let's go to the Divine Masculine. This is fascinating energy. I kind of want to start with the Divine Feminine. I'm going to start with the Divine Feminine because I feel like it's picking up on this. Divine Feminine, you have the card Protection, and you see how she's kind of just in like a fetal position. She's curled up, but this feels very, instead of fetal as in fear, it feels like a fetal position as in like taken care of, resting, surrendered. It's very much a hermit energy, and this is what you might have been feeling over the past couple of months. This is like that preparation energy where you maybe didn't have the motivation. You were feeling that restless energy because you could feel something coming in, but maybe you didn't have the motivation to take action. Maybe you didn't have the energy to keep going like you might have in the past. This was a pause period, this was a rest period, and this was a protection period for you. There's a couple of messages coming through here, actually. This was a protection period for you. When I mean protection, I mean because you were getting such powerful upgrades. So for some of you, this is upgrades to your actual gifts, your psychic abilities, your gifts. You're actually being upgraded in that regard. For others, this is upgrades with regards to physical health, upgrades to relationships, upgrades to opportunities that are coming through. This is you just really stepping into the next level of your life. But it's almost like this pause on that, because it's like everything's coming into alignment. I always see it as like puzzle pieces, and we might not be able to see what the big picture is yet, but it's the universe putting all those pieces into place for us, putting everything into alignment. And that's what this feels like, putting it all into alignment until it's ready. And the energy that I'm getting is because you're going through upgrades, because you were purging all that old energy, shifting beliefs, shifting patterns, because you were doing the healing, because you were doing the work. Let's just put it like that. Because you were doing the work, what happens is you're releasing all that resistance and you're open to transformation. And so the universe is seeing that, responding and saying, oh, okay, she is open to transformation, is open to growth. They're doing the work, shifting their beliefs, shifting their perspectives, shifting their mindsets. They're releasing what needs to be released so that the new can come in. So then the universe is in like the universal energy, kind of putting all these puzzle pieces together, forming new pictures for you. New pictures that align to the higher frequency that you're stepping into, the higher level of consciousness and the higher vibration that you're stepping into. Because you have released old energy, old versions of yourself, old beliefs and mindsets, the universe then has to come through and align all of that so that you can have the new. It's like, I always say, you can't, if you're getting new furniture, and the new furniture is like a metaphor for like new life. If you're getting new furniture, you can't have the old furniture, otherwise it's just going to be a whole lot of clutter. You have to clear out the old furniture in order for the new to come in. And so you have to clear out. If this is relationships, maybe some relationships are kind of falling away. Maybe they're just not vibing with you anymore. And it doesn't mean like arguments and things like that. It just means, maybe you just don't see each other as much, or you just don't talk as much. You still, maybe there's still that love there, but it's just the vibe isn't there. You're just not on the same vibrational frequency anymore. And for some, it could be that relationships are actually mending and getting better, and that you have a different dynamic than you had in the past. It's a more conscious and healthy relationship, or a more conscious and healthy dynamic that you had in the past. Everything feels effortless. Everything feels very smooth, and doesn't feel as harsh as it might have looked or seemed in the past, or that you might have feared in the past. The universe has a way of creating change and transformation, especially if you don't resist. If you just follow the path of your heart, then you're not going to have those tower moments, right? So the universe just responds to your actions and your choices, and resistance is an action and a choice. If you're in resistance, then change is gonna happen one way or another. If you're in resistance, then the universe is gonna push you and push you and push you, because your soul knows the way. It's just your ego that's in resistance. It's just your ego that's holding yourself back. So if you are releasing that resistance and you're in a state of surrender and acceptance, then what happens is the universe just keeps unfolding the way, just keeps lighting the way, paving the path. You can have two analogies here. It's almost like a red carpet that rolls out and rolls out and rolls out. And that's like the universe just saying, like, here, just follow this path. Or you can see it as a light shining along your path. And the universe is just kind of lighting the way. And it brings a lot of ease, it brings a lot of peace, and it brings a lot of flow. And that's because you're in that state of surrender. You're not resisting it. You're integrating your soul. You're following your soul. Again, it's the ego that resists, because the ego lives in past patterns and fears and doubts. The ego wants to protect. The soul knows the way. And the more you integrate that and follow the path of the soul, the more it's just going to unfold in beautiful ways. And you're going to receive that in your physical world, in beautiful opportunities, or healthy dynamics and relationships, or maybe financial gains, or whatever this is, jobs that you are really passionate about and that you love, service work, whatever this is, it's just going to unfold in beautiful divine ways, because the universe is beautiful and divine, and it's just matching your frequency. So protection, there's this energy of you have been at a pause, you have been very divinely protected, and that's because of your self-empowerment as well. And this bird really feels like the universe just kind of guiding you. And that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to do anything. Just be. Just be, and the universe is going to guide you. Now, take guided action. Like, let's put this into context, right? You have to take action. You can't just, sit back on your couch and do nothing in life, because that's a passive energy. But you can be, especially as a divine feminine, be receptive of what the universe is bringing to you, and then take that guided action, those opportunities, those whatever that is. Just allow yourself to trust in where you're being guided. So protection, I feel like there might be more there. We'll check back on that later. Let's get to the divine masculines. Divine masculine, this card really surprised me, because what I felt when this card came out was, we've been channeling a lot of illumination energy for the divine masculine lately. And what I feel from this is they're beginning to really connect with themselves and connect to higher power, connect to the universe, whatever they feel comfortable, whatever you feel comfortable calling it. God, source, the universe, higher power, creator, whatever is personal to you. With the faith card, it feels like they are in a state where they're allowing themselves, almost like finally allowing themselves to really surrender. And part of this has to do with the connection, where I feel like they're beginning to have faith in the connection and have faith in themselves. This is tied to worth, value. They're seeing the worth and the value of themselves, not from an ego perspective, and not from like a corrupted perspective, like arrogance or spiritual ego, or ego as a whole, but from a place of divinity, of I do have worth, I do have value, I am a loving person, and recognizing that, how to embody that, and beginning to have faith in their connection to themselves. And as such, they begin to have faith in their connection with their counterpart, with the connection with their divine feminine. They're seeing their divine feminine in a new light, seeing her very differently. than maybe they had in the past. And with the Faith card here, I just keep getting this beautiful energy of connected to the universe, connected to God. It's like they're finally surrendering to that connection to God. Again, whatever they call it, whatever that personal connection is, because spirituality is a very personal pursuit. Whatever that is, it just feels like they're beginning to really anchor in, maybe mend the connections they had with God, or begin to have a personal connection with God, especially if there was a church connection or religious connection, almost like deconstructing that so that they can have that personal connection to God that feels true to their soul versus what other people were telling them God needed to be. This feels like an energy of surrender. Surrender does not mean defeat. Surrender does not mean submissiveness. Surrender is a place of faith, it's a place of trust, and it's a place of acceptance. It's a place where you begin to really understand yourself and connect with yourself and listen to your truth and understand what your truth is, or get to know what your truth is. This is your own inner knowing. And I feel like their crown chakra is very heightened right now, and I feel like their third eye chakra is very heightened right now. Their intuition is very heightened right now. Both of you might be in a little bit of a hermit energy. Both of you might be a little bit withdrawn from the connection, and that's okay, because I feel like there's a lot of growth that's happening here, and that growth is going to lay the foundation for the next phase of your connection, for a healthier connection, a much more conscious connection, a much more conscious way of relating to each other, a healthier way of relating to each other, because neither of you want to play out the past. Neither of you want to repeat the past. There's a much more loving energy that's coming through. And we've been saying this for the past several months, going back to the basics, going back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning of your connection and what it was that you felt for each other, the love that was there, the peace that was there, the home, the familiarity, the recognition that was there, that feeling of connection, heart-to-heart connection, the depth, the spiritual connection that was experienced here. That's the truth of your connection, that love that was there that you might not have consciously understood, because old patterns and templates and relationships of this 3D physical world tends to say otherwise. It says, no, it's running too fast. No, it's moving too fast, or this isn't possible. This kind of connection, this kind of love is impossible. But this is your beloved. And you recognize the beloved when you recognize yourself. When you recognize the beloved within yourself, that's when you're able to recognize the beloved in your partner. And I'm just getting this energy of, or these examples of people who have successful unions and marriages and partnerships who say, you know, I had been with my partner for 10 years and it never went anywhere. And then I met somebody, and within 2 weeks I knew that person was the one. And they've been married for 50, 60, 70 years. It's really beautiful, because what it is soul recognition, and you're following the soul. You're following the heart, and you're not in resistance to that. That's what soul recognition is. And that's what your recognition with your counterpart was. It's just, like I say, the humans get in the way, the human aspects get in the way. And that's where you're activated to your healing journey, so that you're clearing out all those old templates. And especially for those of you who you consider yourself twin flames, divine counterparts, sacred partners, whatever label you want to put on it, the labels are just labels. Don't attach to the labels. It's just helping to understand what the connection is. But for those of you who have these counterpart connections, a lot of you are generational curse breakers, or ancestral curse breakers, pattern breakers, program breakers. You are clearing out not just your journey, not just your healing, your lifetimes and your experiences and your trauma and your pain and your beliefs, not just yours individually, but you're helping collectively. You are clearing out ancestral lineage timelines and beliefs and patterns and collective beliefs and patterns. You're doing the collective healing through your own healing journey. And so as you are healing yourselves and clearing those beliefs, you're actually reaching back into the past and clearing old templates of your ancestors. and of the collective. So this is big work that you're doing. You're setting the stage for a new way of loving, a new way of relating, a new template of relationships, a new template of partnerships, new templates of union. And I feel like the Divine Masculine is beginning to understand that and recognize that. They might not have that conscious awareness of it, and they might not have the language for it, but they're beginning to feel it. Divine Masculines have a lot of like claircognizance, where they might not be able to fully understand why or have the language for it, but they intuitively know what's happening. They're in tune with what's happening. And it's going to be getting clearer and clearer and clearer for them. The more and more and more they step into this faith, and the more that they release. So let's get a little bit deeper. And just see what's shifting with this new moon in Cancer for the Divine Masculines when it comes to the connection. What's shifting for the Divine Masculines when it comes to the connection with this new moon in Cancer? What is shifting for the Divine Masculine? Communication is key. It's interesting. I was going to say, and I forgot to, I think I said it in one of the last readings, there's a lot of throat chakra activations that are happening right now. You might be getting sore throats, a cough. You might be clearing your throat a lot. That's all throat chakra activations. It's asking you to speak up. It's asking you to speak your truth. It's asking you to speak from the heart. And when you speak from the heart, it flows. When you speak from the heart, when you speak true, you're not getting trapped in the ego mind of fear and doubt and second-guessing yourself. You're just allowing it to flow. That's you speaking with authenticity. That's you speaking your truth. That's you speaking your heart. And the more you do that, and for a lot of Divine Masculines, that was really uncomfortable because that means speaking their emotions. That means expressing themselves. And with this society, with this patriarchal society, that had really been suppressed. There's the feminine energy within the masculine that had been suppressed because the feminine energy is very expressive. And within this patriarchy, Divine Masculines were not allowed to speak up. They were not allowed to express their emotions or to express their feelings. And so they were dishonoring of the feminine, calling her too sensitive or too emotional or too complicated or whatever, because she has a lot of depth with regards to her feelings, with regards to her emotions. And so the Divine Masculine did not understand this because they did not understand this within themselves, because that had been suppressed. And suppressed from society, suppressed through upbringing, suppressed because that's what it was to be a masculine, or that's what it was to be a man. However, there's a new conscious way of being. There's a new template that's being brought down. It's about balancing it out. It's about honoring the emotions, honoring the feminine energy within you, within your own masculine energy. For more on masculine and feminine energy, especially masculine energy, I really invite you guys to check out Evolving Man. I forget what his name is. His name is Ben. I forget his last name. But he is the counterpart, the husband of Shalina something. I can't remember last names as I'm channeling. But she has the company Rising Woman. She's phenomenal. I've learned so much from her. I've even learned a lot from her partner, Ben. So Evolving Man, I also highly encourage Jason Gaddis, and especially Mark Groves from Create the Love. If you want to learn more about masculine and feminine energies, healthy conscious partnership and relating, those are some resources. We don't gatekeep anything around here. As you guys know, I always want you guys to have the tools and the resources that you need for your own furthering of research and understanding and tools and stuff. So those three have been instrumental to my own journey in helping me understand myself, helping me understand counterpart connections, helping me understand masculine and feminine energy, and helping me understand conscious relationship and what is healthy relationship and healthy relating, especially when it comes to communicating in healthy ways, so that you can build a connection and build intimacy in relationship with each other instead of that division or instead of that separation. So with the communication is key, I do feel like there's a lot of throat chakra activations that are happening. And I do feel like there is a desire to communicate. This could be a desire to communicate with you, Divine Feminine. I do feel that very strongly. I feel like there is like a pull within like the heart chakra and even the gut, like the solar plexus. I do feel like there is a pull towards the Divine Feminine. I do feel like the Divine Masculine is missing the Divine Feminine, missing her presence, missing her love, missing her. And I feel like there is a desire to communicate, but needing to communicate that in healthy ways, in healthy dynamics. Because Divine Feminine is not, she has her healthy boundaries now, and she's not in that old energy. And so the communication is not going to be allowed in that old energy. It has to be in new energy, in healthy energy, healthy dynamics, healthier relating, much more conscious energy, stable, grounded, so that she feels safe. The Divine Feminine needs to feel safe so that she can express herself fully. And I feel like the Divine Masculine is learning maybe new communication tools or techniques that are healthy, that are conscious, so that they can relate and communicate better with the Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine might also be doing some journaling. They might be doing some therapy work or counseling work or mentorship or something like that. I just feel like they're learning new skills, they're learning more about themselves, or connecting more about themselves, which is helping them communicate with others. So I feel like there's a primary focus on the Divine Feminine where they want to communicate with the Divine Feminine, but I feel like if they are not doing that yet, then they are communicating with others around them. This could be family, this could be friends, learning how to open up, learning how to be more vulnerable, learning how to be more intimate, and having that discernment with who to be intimate with who to be vulnerable with. But not shutting themselves off completely as they might have done in the past. This is allowing themselves to open their heart, allowing themselves to voice themselves, to assert themselves. And I'm hearing assert yourself without aggression, to assert yourself in a healthy manner, to communicate in healthy manners. There's a lot around communication here that is happening. And I feel like this new moon, especially with the watery energy, is helping to facilitate that. There is an energy of overwhelm. I think we said that in the beginning. There is an energy of overwhelm. I feel like the Divine Masculine might be a little bit overwhelmed right now with these emotions. So they might be turning to journaling or poetry or writing music or something, maybe writing letters, something to really help get those emotions out, to really help express themselves in healthier ways. So it feels like there's a lot of healing that's happening here. Divine Feminines, what's this new moon shifting for you when it comes to this connection? Divine Feminines. Divine Feminines, what is this? A time to give rather than take. I feel like, and this is Virgo energy, which is very earthy energy. I feel like, I feel two messages coming through here. I feel like Divine Feminines, you're more in the receptive mode, which is like the contradictory energy to what's said here. I do feel like you're actually allowing yourself to receive versus giving and giving and giving. However, on the flip side of that, I do feel, however, you are moving more into your service work. You are stepping out of that cocoon energy you might have been in, out of that hermit mode that you might have been in. You're going to begin shifting out of that and moving into more productivity, motivation, where it feels more service oriented, especially for those of you who are more stepping into your mission. This could be you opening up a business, or opening up an aspect of your business, or creating something. This could be you doing volunteer work. This could be you stepping more into your spiritual practice. I do see some, if you're just starting learning tarot, for example, I do see maybe you are offering readings for friends or something like that. That could be for a select few of you, or you're practicing some kind of spiritual practice with trusted soul sisters, soul brothers, or community members, something like that. It does feel like more mission oriented, and it does feel like more service oriented. And that's where I feel like you're giving, but it doesn't feel like you're sacrificing yourself. It doesn't feel like you're over giving. It just feels like you're stepping into service, stepping more into mission. And that's because you're on your path. So you're stepping more onto your path. But what I feel most of all is that you're like in receptive mode. And receptive mode isn't just receiving material things, although I feel for some of you, you might be receiving gifts. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, I was actually seeing somebody receiving flowers, and then they said it's not just flowers, but it's like actual gifts. And I actually just received, I'm going to show you guys because it's so beautiful. I took a picture for my Instagram. One of my clients, shout out to Kate, she made this and she sent it to me. It's a little meditation kit. How cute is that? So you might be receiving gifts. You might be receiving recognition. You might be receiving validation, confirmation. You're receiving from the universe. You're receiving this abundance. So it's not just material items, although for some of you it might be allowing yourself to receive in the material world, but it's receiving support, receiving confirmation, receiving recognition. It's allowing yourself to step into your receiving era, to step into your receiving mode, and that's your divine feminine essence, right? And the more that you step into your receiving mode, the more you're able to give. Because when you allow yourself to receive, you allow yourself to fill up. And this isn't just, receiving from others and so you fill up on others. Like we're not talking about that here. Again, we're putting this into context with regards to the higher heart ascension, with regards to how you have healed. So you're not taking of others in order to fill up yourself, but you're allowing yourself to receive. It's a very different energy, very different energy. You're allowing yourself to receive. And so the more that you receive, the more that you're able to give. And that's your generous nature. So it's a beautiful energy. I feel like you're stepping more into that receptive mode and receiving without feeling shame, receiving without feeling guilt, receiving without feeling like I'm not deserving of this, I'm not worthy of this, oh, this belongs to somebody else. That's all the shame and that's all the guilt that society likes to put pressure on you for. The society likes to say you're not deserving of it. Allow yourself to receive. This could be opportunities that are coming through for you. Allow yourself to receive so that you can give to others. I've had plenty of opportunities come in over the past couple of weeks that are aligning so that I'm able to be more of service to others with those opportunities. So allow yourself to use discernment as far as what's coming through, as far as what you're accepting, but allow yourself to receive so that you can be more of service to others, so that you can offer to others in that beautiful flow of balance. And you apply that to your relationships as well. You apply that to your relationships as well. You don't have to take on the weight of your relationship or the weight of the world. You can allow yourself to receive with regards to your relationship so that you can offer. And we've talked about that. The masculine energy is actually one that loves to give. They love to see the feminine happy. And so they give, and the feminine receives, and the more that she receives, the more that she has to offer because she feels safe to express that. She feels secure in that receiving, and that it's coming from a genuine place, that it's coming from a loving place. She feels safe in that love, that she's able to receive that from the masculine so that she's able to give more. And then it's a beautiful divine dance, a beautiful divine flow of energy. So very, very nice. And what's shifting with regards to the union energies with the new moon in Cancer and the 717? What's shifting with the union energies? A time for healing. I feel like there's this mending energy. This feels like union energy. Yeah, the end of a tough cycle approaches. There's a win-win outcome, balance, that Libra energy, a win-win outcome is forecast. So yeah, there's this balance that's coming through. So I feel like like a major karmic cycle is coming to an end. A major energetic phase of your journey is coming to an end. A difficult phase of your journey is coming to an end, and there's an opportunity for union, and that union is healing, that union is mending, because love is mending. Love itself has the power to heal. Love itself has the power to mend through forgiveness, through compassion, through kindness, all these aspects of love. And so I feel like there is this huge opportunity for mending and growth within connection and within your union that's happening right now. We're going to explore that further. I feel like there's so much that's shifting. That's why I don't like to do these readings on the day of, because the energy is so powerful and so much is shifting. So we're going to close this out and end this here. I do want to get a card of guidance. I'm going to use my Conversations with Spirit deck to get a card of guidance for each of you. But we're going to end this here, and we're going to come back with another Sacred Union energy update plus the Patreon reading. So you guys on the Patreon will have much more in-depth readings later this week to see how this energy has shifted and how it is, how the energy has transformed. Because there's so much energy here, and it's almost like so much is shifting, and it's hard to like, it's just hard to grasp. It's hard to grasp the energy during these readings when so much energy is shifting. So guidance for the Divine Masculine, please. Guidance for the Divine Masculine. Today, maybe over the next couple of days, you'll be okay. Divine Masculine, you might be feeling really overwhelmed and emotional. There might be some triggers. There might be some even tower moments coming up that came through in the Patreon reading this past weekend. It feels very emotional. It feels even a little bit heavy. And we were getting the tower energy. But you'll be okay. You'll get through it. You have the strength. You have the courage. You have the tenacity. You have the resilience. You have the bravery. You have that warrior spirit. You'll be okay. Just keep surrendering. Don't resist. The resistance is what prolongs the energy. The resistance is what repeats the cycles. Keep allowing yourself to surrender and trusting in your heart. Divine Feminine. Guidance for the Divine Feminine. Be mindful of your thoughts. Divine Feminine, you're planting seeds. So just be very aware of what you're manifesting and what you want to manifest. Be very mindful of what it is that you want to manifest going forward. We talked about that more so in the beginning of the reading. Just be very aware. This is a conscious time. Be very conscious of what it is that you're creating and set those intentions. This could be through rituals, or this could be through spiritual practices. You can do like love letters. Like what is your love list? What is your love letter? What do you want to create or manifest with regards to a healthy dynamic or healthy relationship going forward? You can do this in the form of script writing. Scripting out, what do you want your life to look like, especially when it comes to job, career, home life. What do you want that to look like? What are you envisioning? What's your dream? You can do this in a number of different ways. Whatever your spiritual practice is for manifesting, be mindful of what it is that you're consciously thinking when you're manifesting, because this is a heightened time for manifestation to come through. And union energy. What do we need to know as guidance for the union for both of you? What do we need to know for guidance for both of you? Shift your focus. Don't focus on each other. I feel like that's especially for the Divine Feminine. Don't focus on your masculine. Your masculine's got this. Focus on your life. Focus on what you're creating. Focus on your path, because you'll meet each other there. That's where you'll meet each other. I'm also hearing keep focusing on your heart space and let that guide you. Let that guide you forward. Don't listen to the ego, the fear, the doubt, the worry, the second guessing. Let your heart guide you with regards to forward movement and action. Okay, because this is a time for you both to create. All right, that's going to be it. Let me know how you're doing with this energy. Let me know any shifts that you're experiencing, and let me know how this reading is resonating for you. I'm sending lots of love and lots of light.